I push down people out, so the government send him.
It could be passy, it could be at school. Coming from a little island side, we're on the right. We're here now. This is the house. About to be demolished. These are the things they take out. Giving them a chance to remove some of the stuff. And it's away from demolished.
Wow. Sometimes we should just know the people we elect into the office so that they can work for us. So, into today's video, it covers a topic that has created strong emotions in Jamaica. The video focuses on families whose homes were removed in places including parts of Kingston, St. Thomas, and St. Catharina. What makes this issue emotional is that many of the people affected say they spent years saving money and building homes, only to later discover they did not have legal ownership of the land. At the same time, supporters of enforcement argue that land laws exist for a reason and government must apply them. So, this video is not just symbol. It raises difficult question about housing, poverty, development, and responsibility. So I want you to watch out this video until the end. Then I'm going to come with a lot of comments later.
4 years, but now they have nowhere to go. Kalisha Williams has that story.
Against the backdrop of a bulldozer, cries for help. For the past year, the building, known for its history, was home for dozens of people at 151 Orange Street in downtown Kingston. Built in the late 1890s, it was the home of the West India Electric Company, now the Jamaica Public Service. But between Sunday and Thursday evening, all the memories have been reduced to rubble.
Them coming with tractor, bulldozer, everything, and start bulldozer on the place. We get some of the things, but we don't get all our stuff them.
Like what you have still over there?
Like my fridge gone, and one of my girlfriend fridge, somebody take it away. Because when we take out the things them, you have squatters, other people taking away the things them, like cokehead and so, I take out the things them. So we take out them and take away.
Residents told TVG News that the owners of the property gave them notice on May 27 to leave the premises by the end of May. However, they explained that it was hard for the dozens of families who have converted different sections of the building into makeshift homes to find somewhere else to live. Some of them even started their own business here.
The man them did have the contract for JPS. And that's what him did live, but him dead out. Him say, brother, you are going just build a little shop yourself. Because we don't have no choice. Because I usually working at the market, but show me get sick out. I say, all right, that little money I can't turn over something for me. And I go and live because I have kind of have some cancer and I have to buy the pill them and them beer.
And now, for the past 7 days, many have been living in the streets.
I go over there and I take up some iron. And go sell. See some red brick there. When we put this up, we sell, we catch back our money. We sort out myself.
Now, it's the second time in over 4 years that some of the residents have been forced off squatter settlements. They were living on the other side of the street before that building was sold. Understanding that they have no claim to this property, they said desperation forced them here.
Remember, so we have picnic for feed and something, and them look weird. So they're just hand to mouth. So we sell, and so we have to go back and market and we have to eat food. And I like say we are working a big bag of money for say we can put on some aside so as housing trust or anything. We know say I never lifetime thing over there, you know, but we just there go and live. Cause before the 4 year, it put on them more than 20 a year. So now that we go on it, why are when we go on it now them come evacuate we?
We tried to get a comment from the operators of the property who were carrying out the demolition exercise, but they declined to comment. Kelisha Williams, TVJ News.
I push down people. Oh, say the government send him come.
Andrew, best Prime Minister ever. 1 p.m. Look here, wait a minute, I tell you, say, vote for Mark Golding, move for Mark Golding. Mark Golding have a better plan. They never listen to it. On the talent, little KFC, and the 32,000 and promise of go, no? Yeah, and only get 1,000. Mark Golding, he tell us that he never legalize the house, the land them or the deposits of them so they can't get them for themselves. Or they never want for Mark Golding got the year 32,000. Boy, Andrew lit down them bank side. Andrew lit them down one by one. Andrew lit down them house. Why? Man, Jane.
Greetings, people. So we see we're in St. Thomas and in St. Anne. Some demolition has been taking place. In St. Thomas, West Albion, and in St. Anne, Mount Oliver. So these demolition are on land that are people consider as squatters. You know? So basically the persons capture the land and people. You understand me? They capture the land and to indirectly take it as their own, you know, or in the event whenever the government is ready to tell them to pay whatever, you know. But sometimes it may not go as according to plan. And people, my heart cries to see people spending millions and millions of dollars and then they should just come and hit down your house like that. People, trust me. I don't even know how to really break down this one. Money in the people, money to buy black cement, gravel, all kind of stuff, people. Plus to pay workman, contractor. Huh? People, trust me, man. I feel it for the people, them. I feel it, people. And I am praying that the government can start to do things going forward to make things like this a little bit better for people. You know? Even it is that people's yes, people. So even if it is that people capture these lands, you know, but based on what I saw Mr. Montague was saying a few weeks ago, he's saying that whoever is on the capture land, well, basically they are okay. Indirectly they are okay, right? But as of now, person should not capture any more lands because whoever you buy the lands from, they are going to lose and can get themselves in trouble. And you are going to lose and can get yourself into trouble also. You understand me? So they are advising persons not to buy lands from anyone if it is not legal. You understand, people? I know that everyone wants somewhere to live, you know? And the government is not doing enough to really regularize lands and stuff like that. But people, I would say for the betterment of you, try your best and shop around and find out where you can get the land to buy. The lands may cost a portion of money, but if it is that you have to find that money to buy the land and you know you get a document, people, you best to do so. Because trust me, a lot of persons in Jamaica right now are living on capture land. And some persons are saving for whenever the government comes along to say to pay X amount, they have a money could pay. Because if you don't have that money, they can always tell you to get off the land or demolish your structure. People, can you imagine they spend millions and millions of dollars and then in one day they just everything? People, we really want the government to do better. We really want the government to do better. Mr. Andrew Holness, we want you to do better for the people. You understand me? I know a lot is on your hand, and you know, things may take a little while, maybe the next 15, 20 years, even longer. You know? But there are so many lands in Jamaica, and only when people start to capture these lands, you hear them say that, oh, we have this land for project, this land for project. And then when I check it, 15, 20 years on the line, all of those projects still not started. You understand me, people? So why not cut up the land, give these people, and start to charge them like they start to pay tax? Huh? Why, people, trust me? Jamaica is so small and it is so big at the same point in time, you know? And it just hurt our heart to see that people are trying to get a roof over their head, and they start a project and then in a few years' time, only to see their houses being demolished. People, I don't know. I mean, people cannot live in boardhouse, especially in these times, but people, if you're going to do something, build a boardhouse. But then again, sometimes, based on what the residents are saying, they haven't gotten a notification that persons are coming in, you know? So, like a boardhouse now, if you get notice now, you could try and pull down in a few days' time, you know? But the concrete structure now, you cannot do much with that. You're losing everything. Why, people? Trust me. It's very, very sad, people. So as I said, people, try to avoid the capture lands. Try to avoid the capture lands. The ministers warn people about it. Whoever is there, let them stay. But no one else should continue on that. You understand me? No one else should continue. So people, if you're not getting the documents, which you will know that the Jamaica thing have a problem with the documents, avoid it. Avoid it, people. Try to find different ways. Or you can get land or something, or if you have to live with your mother or your father until a time being, well, live there. You understand, people? Keep safe.
Hey guys, alright, so now yesterday Andrew demolished over 30 illegal homes that were erecting in St. Catherine. I'm gonna tell you, say the first, when I saw this headline, the very first one, I was just like, yo, this rough. Yo, this rough, like, oh my god, the people them work so hard, so much money them invest. You know, like you see them, I know one of the lady come and she cried, she said over 800,000 she spent on the land. And she said some guy where hairdresser will introduce her to and whatever. But at the end of the day, nobody has titles. Now, apparently this land belongs to SCJ Holdings, and they're saying that they issued a cease and desist warning to all of these persons who were constructing on the land to say don't. How true that is, I'm not sure, you know, but that's what SCJ Holdings is saying, that they did tell the persons to stop. And when you look at these houses, you know, these houses reach very, very far, you know. Like, some of them only left the roof for go on, some of them only left for rent and put in the window. And I mean, let me find a picture with the house. Right, so that's the picture of one of the houses. That house, however, wasn't demolished just yet, because the guy said he has the receipt and he has this and he has everything to show. You know, people are losing millions. Now, my issue with this is that I can kind of see to a certain degree where Andrew is coming from. Now, he's saying that these houses were sold, this land was sold by gang members to other persons. How true that is, I'm not sure. But if it is true, and it is that these housing schemes were being funded by dons or gang members or whosoever, then in the future, there's going to lie a problem where there's going to be a lot of crime and violence, because they're the ones who are going to be running that community, because they're the ones that built that community. No, I don't know how true that is. I'm just saying that that's what was said. Right? Another thing that I have with some of these houses where people capture land, and a lot of people capture land in Jamaica. However, when you capture land in Jamaica, right, and you capture the land in an area where there's no piping underneath running, then people don't have no running water. You capture the land in a riverbed and then you get floodway. You capture the land where there's no natural roads and then you want government to put in road. Right, then we have a problem, because you know, so when that happening, everybody go a call on the government this and the government that. So when you build these illegal houses and captured land that are necessarily residential areas, we have a problem, right? So I understand it from that standpoint. Now they're saying that this community that was being built with the 30 homes is already adjacent to another illegal community, Clifton, that came out, and they're also saying that the land is agricultural land. And in all honesty, You know, we've been having a lot of issues. That's another topic where people are using land which is for farming to build a housing, and then that's going to create another issue. Because guess what? When people start import Irish potato and then something in Jamaica, is going to be an issue. Not that they're already doing that. They are doing that, and it's going to be a bigger issue. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below.
We have seen that video, and the video shows scenes of demolition and the residents expressing frustrations and shock. According to the video, some people say that they received a little warning or believed that they would have more time before removal. Others say that they invested life saving into building structures. This is where the issue becomes complicated. Building a home takes sacrifice. People work for years, they borrow money and support families. But at the end of the day, again, you find that now the government wants to demolish your properties simply because they say that that land belongs to the government. That is totally wrong, because most of the people, they have invested in building those houses for many years. This is where the issue becomes now very complicated. Building a home takes a sacrifice, whereby people work for long. They borrow money and they also support families. But land ownership law also exists to protect property rights and reduce future disputes. The difficulty reality is this: building on land without legal permission can create serious risk later. We have been seeing a lot of people building houses, going and buying lands, but they don't know the history of that land. Then later to discover that they have built their houses on the land that belongs to the government, and at the end their house becomes demolished and a lot of people become homeless. And we have been seeing a lot of people running insane because of this issue. That does not erase the emotional pain people feel when they lose homes, but it explains land documentation matters. One question many people ask is, why would someone build on a land they don't legally own? For many families, the answer is simple: housing affordability, rising living costs, unemployment, limited access to financial, and a shortage of affordable housing can push people into informal solution. Some families may believe the land will eventually become regularized. Others may purchase land informally without understanding the legal requirements, and some genuinely think nobody will challenge occupancy after many years. The problem is that when enforcement happens later, entire communities can be affected at once. That is why housing policy becomes an important part of the conversation. Critics argue that leaders should focus more on creating affordable housing, transparency, and a relocation plan before carrying out removals. Some also question whether development projects benefit certain investors more than local communities. Supporters of the government enforcement, however, argue something different. They say government cannot ignore illegal occupation indefinitely, because doing so creates legal uncertainty and discourages investment. This is where public debates becomes important. People are asking, can enforcement happen while also protecting vulnerable families? Can government remove illegal structures but still provide humane alternatives? Those are the different or difficult policy questions. Another issue raised in this video, it concerns about foreign investment. So, that development should not make local citizens feel excluded from opportunities or public space. Supporters of foreign investment usually point out that outside investment can create jobs, infrastructure, economic growth. Critics respond that growth should also benefit ordinary people and preserve local access. This conversation is happening in many countries, not just Jamaica. People want development, but they also want fairness. One important message at the end of the video is very practical, whereby people should avoid occupying land without proper legal documentation. That advises matters. Before building or buying land, first you must verify ownership documents, confirm approvals, check local authorities, keep records and agreements, And also, you can understand land regulations. You know, some of the people, they just buy land without confirming all these, and later they come to regret. But also, in Jamaica, you've seen a lot of people, their houses have been demolished because the government says that they live on the government land. But also, the government should have considered these people because they don't have a place to go. That is very wrong. At least they should have been given much of the time to, until they get stable, until they know that now this is the time to move, because those people now, they don't have a place to go. They are going to become homeless. They are going to end up in the streets, and that is totally wrong. Because once and also because I know that once large amounts of money are invested, fixing mistakes becomes much harder. At the end of the day, this issue is about more than demolition. It's about housing. It's about opportunity. It's about whether development can happen without leaving vulnerable people behind. Many viewers will look at these stories and see families in pain. Others will focus on enforcing rules equally. But almost everyone can agree on one thing: people need clearer pathways to secure housing and long-term stability. Now, I want you to give me your thoughts and you can comment down below. Do you think government should focus more on a relocation before demolition, or should land law be enforced immediately? So, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks for watching this video. Until the next one.